Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Cesar, and now we're back to Let Me Explain Studios Daycare Stories. Now, if you have my previous videos, we're back to what was it again? It was, video game rap battle, Minecraft versus Rust. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. Also, if you want a shout out, all of you subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments down below that you did that. And yeah, that's all to say. So, no way telling, let's get on the video.
Oh, hello,
I feel like it's been a while since I reacted to her. Like, it's been like, I mean, she's uploaded some videos, but they're not like story videos, though.
My explainers and entertainers of my little oodle-lollies. Rebecca Parham here. So, did you know I was a daycare kid? Probably not, because I've never mentioned it before. Makes sense, given that mom and dad were both working parents, and leaving one's infant at home alone is generally considered problematic.
Oh, well, why does he have the lighter?
But I haven't always been the pinnacle of refinement and maturity that you see before you today. No. As a kid, I was a bit of a rascal. For example, the box story. Now at this daycare we had a big playroom, and in this playroom there was a dark little alcove where custodial stuff and equipment was kept all the time, and one morning during playtime I noticed someone had left a large box there. Big enough for a child to hide behind. Now there's a concept that
I mean, that's not really being bad. That's like every kid. Like, every kid likes being in like in a small place. It's just hiding there, because that's like what a normal kid does.
Logic. And it's basically just a name for that randomness that kids possess, or the absurdity that is their reasoning sometimes. For example, when I saw that box, that's when my kid logic kicked in, and I said, I'm gonna hide behind that box for as long as possible and see what happens. This is a great idea. So when the adults weren't looking, I slunk behind the box and crouched down, hiding myself entirely.
I'll tell you to go inside the box.
Half an hour before playtime ended, and they ushered all the kids away to a different room for a new activity.
Oh.
And funny enough, the adults were none the wiser I was gone.
Well, they didn't even do like a group call. Like, they're not gonna say, "Oh, Steve here, Jessica here, Rebecca. Oh, she's not here." They don't do like that anymore. That's dumb.
System. Now this is what gets me. It took an hour of me hiding before an adult came back to the room and began looking around for something. Couldn't imagine what it might be.
Now where did I leave that small child? Must be around here someplace.
You guys are terrible adults.
The box to watch, but that proved to be my undoing. I was spotted.
I've been compromised.
I got in big trouble for that, of course. I was clearly not good at getting away with things when I was a kid, as you'll see in the next story. Now, one time at this daycare, they brought in a whiteboard, and you were only allowed to draw on it with adult supervision.
Okay, I won't draw on the board.
Instead, I stole a green dry erase marker when no one was looking and proceeded to decorate my face. Hey, listen, I didn't break the rules. They specifically said don't draw on the board.
So yeah, she's right. She's technically right. She didn't break the rules. She didn't draw on the board. They never said that she can't draw on anything else.
Said nothing about my face. I put the marker back and walked away, but was promptly spotted by an adult. Becca, did you do this to yourself?
No.
No.
I knew it.
Did somebody do this to you?
Yes.
Who did it? Well, sheesh, I hadn't thought I had that far. And I honestly didn't even think to blame another kid. Instead, that good old kid logic kicked in, and I came up with the most foolproof story that was sure to get my hide out of trouble.
I was minding my own business looking for something to play with, and then the markers came over and marked on my face. Nailed it.
I will never understand how that daycare worker kept a straight face. But off to timeout I went.
Yeah, I'll be. If I was that daycare worker, I'll be laughing. Wish you got sent to timeout.
But off to timeout I went.
Oh.
So, what are you in for? Disrupting the status quo? Whoa. I stuck gum up my nose.
Something I haven't mentioned yet.
Up your
nose.
My
sister Rachel also went to this daycare, and because she's 2 years older than me, she got to be in the big kids program called the Superstars. And I'm so jealous that I took to calling them the Stupid Stars. Extra crispy on that burn there, little Becca. But one thing that will always be a significant memory to me is the day I discovered that the Superstars had a Nintendo.
Oh,
Better
an
yet,
NES.
They had Super Mario
Oh,
Bros.
yeah, that game was
That,
fun.
my little
I don't have it
Oompa,
on NES. I have Super Mario Bros. 3, but not on NES. I have it on the Nintendo DS.
was the first time I ever saw a console video game. I thought I was looking at magic. And that became the only thing I ever wanted to do at playtime was go over to the big kid area and watch them play Super Mario Brothers. Don't you dare tell me that gamers aren't real entertainers. I was watching people play video games long before the Appliers and Septiceyes and D-Pies of the world made it a thing. But when playtime was over, the daycare staff had to pry me away, kicking and screaming from that TV set. One day, however,
Well, why? It's not doing
I came
anything.
up with a brilliant idea. When they pulled me away from the big kids' corner and sat me down with the other little kids, I proceeded to scream and cry that I miss my big sister, and nothing was gonna console me except being allowed to be with her in the big kid area.
Oh.
I guess the adults didn't know what else to do, so they actually let me go back over.
Oh, that's
Well, that
smart.
actually worked.
Sure
That's
enough,
smart.
I made a beeline for the Nintendo. Screw you, sis, I got video games to observe. It didn't take long for an adult to catch on, and I was eventually pulled away again. When I tried the same shtick, they gently said, "Becca, you say you miss your sister, but every time you go over there, you just watch them play video games." Okay, maybe they had me there. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty solid accusation.
True.
All right, grown-up, I'll concede to you this time. But one day I'll be grown-up, and I'll watch all the video games I want.
Don't you mean play them?
No.
Now I've saved the best story for last. Even when I started kindergarten, there was no escaping this daycare, because one of the services they provided was picking up children from my elementary school and taking them back to the daycare where the parents could pick them up later. So every day I
okay.
didn't get picked up by a parent or get on a normal yellow school bus, I waited for a big white van. That sounds rather nefarious now that I say it out loud.
Yeah,
But
that sounds kind of odd. And that sounds really odd. Like picking up children in a white van. Why not like? Okay, never mind. That's just kind of. That's weird, kind of.
Rachel and I would wait for the van, pile in with the other kids, and go wait to get picked up at the daycare. And this was a routine my kindergarten teacher knew. She was a very good teacher and kept track of the way each of her students were supposed to go home. So she would
Okay.
make sure I got in that van. Well, I was getting a little bored of the routine. And here's good old kid logic again, because many of my classmates would get to walk home. And for some reason, I decided that was the cool thing to do. I aspired to walk home. But that wasn't gonna happen with Miss Responsibility Pants botching my whole operation. So like the little devil I was, I waited until we had a substitute teacher.
Oh.
Alright, here's your
okay.
evil genius learner's permit, kiddo.
Dang,
When
that's
school
smart.
ended that day, instead of getting into the daycare van, I hid behind a brick pillar and waited for the van to leave without me. Funny how my sister never said anything. She must have been like, alright, I guess she died.
Wow.
As soon as the van
Whoa,
left, I headed off.
really?
My
She don't
house
even
was
care.
within walking distance, only about a mile away. But I began to think as I walked that no one was actually going to be at the house, and I had no way of getting inside.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
should've
right.
thought of that before. So instead of walking home, I made the executive decision to walk to the daycare instead. Now, I knew what I was doing was against the rules, because every single time I saw a white vehicle of any sort coming in the distance,
You hide in the
I
bushes?
would duck behind a tree or bush as fast as I could. When I
Sure.
was so close that I could see the daycare up ahead, I noticed what was most definitely a white van approaching, and the only tree immediately available
Oh, that
was
tiny
beneath.
tree.
So not only was this tree already insufficient at hiding me, but when I jumped behind it, I didn't think to put the tree between me and the line of sight of the van. So when the daycare staff approached, this is what they saw.
Really?
I'm revoking that evil genius learner's permit. They stopped the van, made me get inside, and guess who I found in the back seat? The snitch that ratted me out.
Oh.
My own
Wow.
sister.
How could you? We were brothers, you and I.
Brothers?
Wait,
And that is just a handful of examples of what a little monster I was. I talked to my sister about this script and she came up with even more stories about this daycare, so if you guys like this video, then maybe there'll be another one in the future. Who knows?
Alright, oh, she has another one, and like, this one's old one too. Ah, dang. That one's actually smart. Like, sometimes kids do like the smartest things. Like, I think I don't know what I did in elementary. I think let me think of one thing I did in elementary. I never went to daycare. I went to elementary school. Um. I know what I did. So this is what I did. Um, we were taking a test, okay, in elementary. This was like second grade, okay. So what I did was we have these boards, these cardboard boards, okay. We put it over our in our desk so we can't copy off of each other. So you know what I did? It didn't really work, but the idea is really smart. I mean, it would work, but I didn't know how to read at that time. I learned how to read like in third grade, or yeah, in third grade I knew how to read. Second grade was like kind of difficult, or maybe second grade I did know how to read, but I was not good at spelling, or I was kind of like, because I never went to preschool. So like what I did was if I knew how to read like very good and write very good, then this plan would have worked. But what I did is it's cardboard, right? So I grabbed my pencil, I poked the hole in the cardboard, and here's the thing: not a kid's not gonna snitch because every kid does it. Just not to cheat, just to as fun, just for fun. Okay. So what I did, they thought I was just messing around. So I poked a hole in the cardboard, and I poked a hole in the other guy's cardboard too, and I try to look inside the hole to try to look in his test. I'm pretty sure I could see his test actually. I was like looking inside, but I didn't know how to like I didn't know how to copy word for word. Like it was like hard for me to spell and write, so it didn't really work. But it's a genius idea though. So that's what I did in elementary. So yeah, comment down below what's one smart thing that you did as a kid. So yeah, so that was the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, bye everyone.